So I wanted to show you how to embed variable fonts using the Google fonts. There are now 39 different variable fonts on Google, and it's growing. So you can show only the variable fonts by clicking this option on. Let's choose one, and you can see that a lot of them only have axes of weight, maybe an italic. If you want to have all the different axes, all of these fonts usually have a GitHub depository somewhere. You can Google it, and then you can download the font with a lot more options there. But Google is kind of reluctant to give people too many options at this point. So you can see this one can change the weight from 200 to 900. And if you choose a weight and an italic, and you add these styles to the to your download, then it gives you only the option of this weight that you chose here and the weight for the italics that you chose here. I'm still gonna copy this for now because they made this. It's not really a true variable font if it only stays at that one weight. That's not how we want to program it, but they figured that it would be too much for people to understand what a variable font does right now. So I'll show you how to change that. I'll go to a code pen, make a new pen, call it the variable font embed. And paste that code into the head of the page. So let's start making just a headline. And a quick paragraph. And I'm just going to copy paste something from another website real quick. A little bit of text. Click. And now let's define the fonts. So go back to Google, take that font family tag, and the H1 would have this, and the paragraph should also have it both, and it's not doing it. We are at Molly. Not sure. Oh, I pasted this in JavaScript. We don't need that at all. CSS. And then here we go. Yeah, okay. So that's just the bare. We have it both at this weight. What we want to do is extend the weight from the 200 to 900 that it comes with. So we go 200.900. And now it will load the full range. And we can do this for the italic too. 900, and now we can specify a weight. For example, font weight is 700, should be pretty fat. It didn't do it. Headline 700. No. Maybe 900 should make a difference. Yeah, it did make. Maybe 700 was really that. So should have a lot of different options now, and 800 or 200 would be the thinnest, and you can see we have all the different weights from the font without only loading one font here. Let's give it, actually what would be better, instead of having this font weight, it should be using the font variation settings from the variable font. So font variation settings, and too many T's, and that should be set to the weight of we say 800 here. Then we don't need, this is like kind of the traditional way to call it. In the for the variable fonts, you can put everything into one font variation settings, like all the different axes. This one only has one axis, which is the weight, but we could also there could also be an extension. There are 4 or 5 different kind of these 4-letter. I have to Google all the different options, but this font only has a weight axis right now. So let's say we can make this a little bit larger. Font size is like 2. Are we already at 2? Yeah, I guess we were. Then let's make this font size 1.5. Just a little bit bigger. And now let's put in an italic just to see that we actually do get this. It should come in as a true italic because we loaded it here. As you can see, it made it. So now one cool thing I'd just like to show you while we're here, you can make it that whenever this window goes over a certain size, that the font grows or shrinks depending on the viewport, like on the size of your text. You can make it also for the line height and so on, and it's really easy. You can just say clamp, open the bracket, define at which point you want it to stop doing that, which would be a few 4 view width. I think it calculates from your RAM though. Then you have to maybe need to play around with this size a little bit to find out. So now it's at this point really large, the 6, and when I make the window smaller, it should shrink up to whenever it's below 4, it wouldn't shrink anymore. See, at this point, at 4 times the RAM, it doesn't go smaller than I make it. If I make this number higher, let's say 5, it should stop shrinking at a different. I thought it would go. Maybe I have to make it smaller. Anyway, these numbers, I have to research exactly how they get affected. But there's something you can play. Yeah, there it is. It wasn't shrinking anymore at this point, and then after a certain time, it starts going bigger. I probably wouldn't want to use this to enlarge the type this big, but you could use it for like a line height or other settings, and just using this clamp, it can change the layout of your browser, making it truly interactive. So it's kind of a